Picture this scenario. You're sitting across from your partner and you're telling them something that's been on your mind for weeks. You expect them to listen, but instead they interrupt, dismiss your feelings, or worse, change the subject entirely. In that moment, you realize something feels off. There's a sense that your voice isn't being heard or valued. This is just one sign that your partner might not respect you. In relationships, respect is the foundation for trust, emotional safety, and connection. But when that respect starts to fade, it can be hard to see at first. Today, let's uncover 9 signs that your partner doesn't respect you, with a psychological understanding of why that might be happening and how you can address it. So if you're interested, stick around. Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nidhi Kapoor. I'm a certified life coach and hypnotherapist. And in today's video, we're going to talk all about why your partner doesn't respect you. So let's dive straight into what these signs or red flags are that show that your partner may be disrespecting you. Number 1, they constantly ignore your boundaries. You see, boundaries are vital in maintaining a healthy emotional and psychological space in any relationship. Psychological research shows that when personal boundaries are disrespected, it can cause feelings of helplessness and anxiety. Boundaries help preserve one's sense of self and integrity. Let me explain this better. Let's say you've asked your partner not to raise their voice when you're discussing sensitive topics, but they continue to do so, completely disregarding your request. This can make you feel small and unimportant, gradually undermining your self-esteem. Psychologically, the constant disregard of boundaries is a power dynamic issue. It reflects an imbalance where one partner believes they can infringe on the other's emotional needs without consequence. In the long term, this can lead to feelings of resentment and emotional withdrawal. Number 2, they belittle or undermine you. Undermining and belittling comments may seem small at first, but over time they chip away at your sense of self-worth. This is a form of emotional manipulation, and it's often tied to the manipulator's insecurities. Let me explain this using an example. Let's say Sarah. Sarah is always thrilled to share her accomplishments at work with her partner. But each time he responds with, "That's nice, but it's not a big deal." Now, over time, these comments erode Sarah's confidence and makes her question her value. I've done another video on emotional manipulation that I'm going to link here if you want to look at that in depth. But for now, let's understand the psychology behind it. You see, when someone belittles you, it can trigger the self-doubt mechanism in your brain. You start second-guessing your abilities, which can make you more dependent on the person who's belittling you for validation. This is also known as covert narcissism, where a partner seeks to keep you feeling inferior to maintain control. Number 3, they don't listen or engage in meaningful conversation. Communication is the backbone of any healthy relationship. When your partner is dismissive, distracted, or simply doesn't engage with what you're saying, it signals that they don't value your thoughts and feelings. Let me explain this better. Let's say there's Jamie. Now, Jamie is trying to talk about something really important, but every time he shares his thoughts, his partner checks her phone or responds with a quick without truly engaging with Jamie. Jamie begins to feel invisible in the relationship. To understand it from a psychological perspective, active listening is essential for building connection. When a partner disengages during conversations, it can lead to emotional neglect. This lack of attention creates a deep feeling of loneliness and can trigger attachment insecurities, particularly if the person feels they're being rejected emotionally. Number 4, they take you for granted. In any relationship, feeling appreciated is essential. When your partner stops acknowledging your efforts or starts taking you for granted, it can make you feel invisible and unimportant. Let's take an example to understand this better. Let's assume there's Emily. Now, Emily constantly goes out of her way to take care of household tasks, plan special dates, and show affection. But her partner never acknowledges her efforts. Emily starts to feel as though her love and contributions aren't valued. You see, this is called expectancy bias in psychological terms, and it can occur when someone begins to assume their partner will always fulfill certain roles without expressing gratitude for them. This leads to emotional exhaustion for the one giving, as their efforts aren't reciprocated, leaving them feeling depleted and unappreciated. Number 5, your partner disrespects your personal space. We all need space in a relationship, whether it's physical space or time to process our emotions. If your partner doesn't respect this, it can create feelings of suffocation and resentment. So let's understand this better using the example of John. John has a busy work week and asks his partner for a quiet evening to recharge. Instead of respecting his wishes, his partner continuously interrupts him with demands, ignoring his need for space. Psychologically, this is called space invasion, which is a boundary violation that leads to emotional burnout. It's a form of control where the other person's needs are prioritized over your own. And this can create an imbalance of power in the relationship, which leads to further resentment. Number 6, they make decisions without considering your input. When decisions are made without consulting you, it can make you feel as though you aren't an equal partner in the relationship. This is not just disrespectful, but it can also undermine trust and mutual cooperation. So let me explain this using the example of, let's say, Jasmine. Jasmine's partner makes an expensive purchase for their home without consulting her, despite knowing that Jasmine had previously expressed concerns about their finances. You see, this unilateral decision making disregards her perspective. This behavior is often linked to controlling tendencies. A partner who disregards your input may want to maintain power in the relationship, ensuring that decisions are made according to their preferences. It undermines the concept of shared decision making, which is crucial for mutual respect and equality in a relationship. Number 7, they play the blame game. A partner who refuses to take responsibility for their actions or who constantly deflects blame can create a toxic environment where one person feels they're always in the wrong, even when they're not. So say during an argument, instead of addressing the issue, Daniel's partner accuses him of being overly sensitive and exaggerating the situation. This constant deflection of blame erodes trust and mutual respect. And psychologically, this dynamic is rooted in narcissist tendencies and can create cognitive dissonance in the person who's being blamed. Constantly being blamed for things out of your control can erode self-confidence and lead to anxiety and confusion, leaving you unsure of your reality. Number 8, they frequently cancel plans or let you down. When a partner cancels plans repeatedly or breaks promises, it shows that they don't value your time or your commitments. This lack of reliability can cause emotional instability in the relationship. So for example, let's say there's a Jessica. Now Jessica plans a weekend getaway with her partner, but every time it approaches, they back out with an excuse. This constant disappointment makes Jessica feel unimportant and unworthy of her partner's time. Psychologically, unreliable behavior reflects a lack of empathy or consideration for the other person's needs. The partner doing this may be emotionally immature or may lack the skill to prioritize the relationship, causing emotional stress and feeling of neglect for the other person. And finally, number 9, they disrespect your friends and family. A partner who disrespects your loved ones shows that they don't respect you either. This can create a deep divide between you and your social circle, and over time, it can lead to isolation. So let's say there is somebody called Mark. Mark's partner makes negative remarks about his family or friends, belittling the people he cares about. This makes Mark feel torn between his partner and his loved ones, creating unnecessary conflict and distress. When a partner disrespects your loved ones, it can be a sign of emotional manipulation. It's often a tactic to isolate you from your support system, thereby increasing their control over you. This behavior is often rooted in insecurity and can lead to toxic dependency. Now that we know all the signs that your partner may be disrespecting you, the question really is, how do you deal with disrespect in your relationship? First and foremost, communication is the key. If you recognize any of these signs in your partner's behavior, the first step is to express how you feel. Speak openly and honestly about how their actions are affecting you without resorting to accusation or blame. Use I statements to make it clear that you're speaking from your perspective, like, when you interrupt me, I feel like my thoughts aren't valued, or I feel unappreciated when my efforts go unnoticed. It's also essential to set clear boundaries. Boundaries are the limits you set to protect your emotional and mental health. Make it known what behaviors are unacceptable and be firm in enforcing those boundaries. For example, I understand you may disagree with my opinions, but I expect that we respect each other's perspectives even when we don't agree. If your partner dismisses your opinions, consistently criticizes you, or ignores your needs, it may signal an issue with their ability to empathize or recognize your worth. In these cases, asserting your needs is non negotiable. You deserve to feel heard, valued, and appreciated. For example, if they belittle you in public, calmly express how that behavior makes you feel. When you criticize me in front of others, I feel humiliated. I need us to speak respectfully to each other, even in public. For more serious disrespect, such as emotional manipulation or gaslighting, it's crucial to trust your reality and seek external support. Gaslighting, in particular, is often used to control and disorient you. Keep track of incidents where you feel manipulated and seek the advice of a trusted friend, therapist, or counselor. I've also done a video on gaslighting, which you're going to see very soon on this channel. So if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing and turn on the bell icon for notification. Coming back to this one, you also need to practice self-compassion. A partner who disrespects you often lacks the emotional maturity to respect themselves or others. It's not a reflection of your worth, but their inability to treat others with the respect they deserve. In these situations, prioritize your own well-being. You may need to take a step back and evaluate whether the relationship is truly serving you. If the disrespect continues after you've communicated your needs, consider seeking professional help. Couples therapy can help both partners understand each other's needs and foster a healthier, more respectful dynamic. If, however, your partner is unwilling to change or address their behavior, it may be time to consider whether this relationship aligns with your values and deserves to continue. Have you noticed any of these signs in your relationship? If you had, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences and, if needed, have a conversation with your partner about your concerns. Remember, respect is essential for a healthy partnership and you deserve to feel valued and heard. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more relationship advice. Share your thoughts in the comment below. I'd love to hear your perspective. Well, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care.